So I'll just keep it running.
Okay.
So can you please explain what Neisuku is?
It's the tool that will help me with my scheduling and payment.
Anything else that Neisuku helps you with?
To get new students.
Try to answer like in full sentences, so it's easier for me to clip. So when I ask you a question like, how does Neisuku help you? Try to say like, Neisuku helps me by giving me new students, something like that. So how does Neisuku help you?
Well, Neisuku helps me with class scheduling and payment, and Neisuku also got me some new students I never thought I would be able to get.
What were some of the new students you thought you would never be able to get?
Well, for example, Neisuku got me this student in Tokyo whom I've never met in person, and who was getting ready for a Japanese language proficiency test.
And so aside from scheduling and payments and getting new students, is there anything else that Neisuku was able to help you with?
When the tax time comes, and this is the first time that I'm dealing with the tax return in a very different way, because before, when I had payment in cash, check, credit card, corporate card, PayPal, all these forms, I have to put everything together so I can give it to my accountant. But this year, I just have to click one button and get all the total of the tuition I got for the year of 2017. No, 16.
And how has how has your business changed, your overall day-to-day life changed from before Neisuku to Neisuku now?
Well, I just have to, look it up online and see what who I have, and what time the class is. And actually, I have more students, so I'm busier now. But I just have to keep up, with the schedule, and I don't have to worry about who I should put in what time, all these things, because I'm not really involved in the scheduling from a student's point of view.
So can you now explain what your day-to-day life is using Neisuku right now?
Well, what I do usually is when I come to the office, or even before I come to the office, I will check online and see who I have on that day. And then during the day, maybe I would check online 2 or 3 times, and then I would make sure I would check online before I go to bed to find out if I get any more requests for the following day. And so basically, I don't have to worry about accommodating everyone, because my students will just go online and request lessons at the time that is convenient for them. And when there are 2 or more than one student or more than one group that want to have the same time, in the past they have to text me, and I have to decide who to give this particular time to. But now I don't have to worry about it. Now it's first come, first served. So, whoever goes on and requests the time first, they get the time, and I'm not involved at all. And then for the payment, that's another thing I do. I check on my phone and see if I have any deposit from Neisuku, because now that's the only thing I do. I don't have to deal with all these different ways of payments, and I just have to see the money getting into my bank account.
So if you were to very summarize how the payment works for a different teacher, for example, how would you briefly explain how it works?
Right now with Neisuku, with payments, I don't have to do anything. I just have to decide how much I'm going to charge for each person. But basically, for me, it's the same for one-on-one. It really depends on how many people in that group. And then I don't have to do anything else. Everything is done for me, and I just have to check if the money is into my account. And actually, it's fun to check on my bank account and see how much is getting in each week.
And if you were to really precisely explain how the scheduling system is to a teacher who has no idea what Nesuku is, how would you explain it?
Well, I will get a request, and then I just have to confirm it. And if the time is not convenient for me, or if it's out of my available time, if I can do it, I will do it. If not, I will just have to reject, the request, and that's the only thing I have to do.
And
Another thing I have to do is make sure I put in my available time. So, for example, if I have a doctor's appointment, I have to block the time on that day, and that's something I have to remember to do.
And what about online teaching? How has online teaching played a role in your business?
Well, for example, this student I had who was in Tokyo, I have never met in person. We promised to meet in Tokyo next time, but it's really it's convenient. We have to come up with a time that is convenient for her and convenient for me. So for her, because of the nature of her work, she cannot go to a Japanese class, or most of the teachers in Tokyo will not be able to teach her at the time that she wants. And usually it's after 9 or 10, which is early in the morning for me, but it has been working out perfectly for me.
And how do you think Nesuku can continue to play a role in your business in the future?
Well, so far I like the scheduling, I like the payment, but if I can put down, the materials I covered for each lesson, and that will go with each student, I think that will help me more. And if there's a way that the students can go on and check, the materials I gave them, the worksheet I gave them, if they they lost it or something, if it's always there, I think that will help.
And what types of teachers do you think Nesuku can help in the future?
Well, for Nesuku, I think, for example, someone like me who want to spend all my time preparing for the class or teaching, but don't want to spend any time dealing with the scheduling, getting all these texts from my students about this particular day that they want to come, or the payment, because I don't have time. I don't have a secretary, and Nesuku actually is playing a role as a secretary to me. That's how I feel about Nesuku. So I don't have to, I don't have the record. I don't need to have a record of all the checks or cash or credit cards that comes to me, like I did before. And then everybody's paying me at, some person will say, I'll pay you each time. Some person will say, I will pay you every 2 weeks, every month. And that was so difficult for me to do, because it's hard for me to talk to them about money, which I'm not good at and I don't feel comfortable doing.
And has Nesuku played any role in terms of, as you mentioned secretary, but I guess customer service, secretary, how has those things supported you?
I don't understand.
So, like, for example, the helpline, you mentioned something about, like, the helpline of students going onto the website and
Yes. So before, the students will come to me if they have problems, But now, there's Andy online that they can go and get help, uh, which takes care of a lot of things for me.
And overall, in terms of like amount of time that you spend managing your business, how would you compare before and after?
Well, I'm not spending any time on scheduling and payment. And also, another thing I forgot to mention is that I used to have students who will, request a time or text me or tell me that they will come, but they never show up. But now, because they're making the payment with credit card, um, they will try to get in touch with me if they need to cancel it. Before, because the payment was not in before the class happened, so I guess they did not have to worry about it, and I was the one who was worried about it. So I have to text them and ask them if they're coming. Now it's the other way around because they're worried about the money they have already paid, and if they need to cancel it, they have to get in touch with me right away.